Angela, I am so excited to have you on Voices of Stack. So, first things first is tell me about your background before you did this program with Stack.
I worked for a fairly large medical device company. At that large company is where I started to gain an interest in data analytics. I was there doing customer service. I was a senior customer service rep, and I saw a lot of data. I saw a lot of decisions made from data, and one thing led to another, and here we are.
What made you decide to do this program this time around to help facilitate your transition?
Yes. So, like I said, I had been working at Hologic, and
Mhm.
I had developed an interest in data analytics and data science. And I had taken like a 3-month certificate program that was a little bit more conceptual.
Mm.
And once I had taken that class, I decided that it was something that I was interested in diving into further. And I wanted to know how to gain some more practical skills. And Framingham State has SEC education program, or they partner with SEC education. And that was actually my alma mater. So it really worked out well. And when I spoke to everyone, I felt really good about it. I had looked at a couple of other programs, and I just felt really good about the Stack Education program. And I applied, and I don't regret it. I think it was a really great decision.
That's wonderful. I mean, you've touched on so much that I want to unpack. One is that before you did this program with Framingham State and Stack Education, you had done learning on your own prior. You had done a 3-month certificate program and it was more conceptual. Um,
Yeah.
dive into that a little bit more because some people might be exploring the same thing.
It talked a little bit about like what you can do with data analytics, also different types of data analytics. This is what a dashboard is. This
Mm.
is how statistics can be used to make decisions. But I didn't learn how to do any of those things or what my options were. So I think that it was really good for like a bit more of a larger conceptual concept of what is analytics? What can you do with analytics? Um, like, hey, it's actually pretty, there's math in here. I think it was actually beneficial going into the Stack Education program, having just like a little bit of knowledge. I definitely didn't know that there was going to be so much coding, which I'm grateful for now, but I don't know what I was expecting when I came in, but it was not that. Um, and so just to have a general overview of some of the concept, I think was pretty helpful. And it also helped, that was another step to help like cement that I really wanted to move forward.
Let's talk about the time commitment and the schedule because this is something in which I think people have to consider when they're trying to do, our kind of full program is, how intense was it really?
Yes, absolutely. So it's definitely a large time commitment, because you have your classes during the week and you have your homework and you have your projects. I can very much say my husband cooked many meals.
As he should.
He's as he should anyway, but especially during that time. So, I had some salty meals during that time. Uh, but it's definitely is a time commitment, and I think you get into the program what you put into it. You're going to feel really overwhelmed at first with the time commitment, but um, once you figure out that you want to prioritize this because it's really going to give you good skills. um, it feels a little bit less daunting. It's just necessary.
Mhm. That's good. I really appreciate your honest assessment because people have to get in the right mindset and know what to expect in
Yeah.
terms of timing and that there have to be changes made in your life a bit in order to prioritize this. Diving deeper into the program, what were some of the most meaningful or enjoyable or impactful parts of the program?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that I really enjoyed was being able to do a project that's like a real world project. So you're not just learning how to do things on the computer.
Mhm.
Um, because oftentimes, in college, you learn these things and then you do an exercise that's literally exactly like what you did in class. And we had homework assignments where we would kind of learn, and then they'd be like, okay, good luck, and you're like, and you're on Stack Overflow, searching for things. But I think that that's such like a real world experience. And when you have these projects, also you're learning, okay, I had to do this on my homework, I'm doing this on these projects, and I'm learning on my own, and that's like real life.
Mhm.
And I think that those like habits that were kind of developed through these projects and through homeworks and things like that, I think that that really has helped me to have a realistic expectation of what it's going to look like in the job. My current job that I just accepted, I'm the only data analyst in the department. It's a new
Wow.
role. Now they have set it up so I will have a relationship with another department who are like research statisticians and stuff. But I do know that there are going to be things that I'm going to have to be a self starter with. And I think that having this experience doing that, just learning to make that a habit, has been just beneficial. So,
That's wonderful. It's wonderful that having that, like as you said, kind of self-starter, your kind of solo experience is so beneficial for your job. It's exciting that you're the only data analyst in your department, but also, as you said, a little bit daunting. And so it's good that you have prior experience. I have another question that isn't necessarily related to the program. It's more about you.
okay.
What do you, I know, very scary, right? It's not scary at all. No, I promise you. What do you want other people to know about you that isn't readily apparent on your resume, cover letter, LinkedIn, or even in, the first few interviews? What do you want people to know about you?
Yeah, I think that what I would like people to know is I am very much a person who gives 110%. I find that when I've been given a shot, I exceed expectations. And I think that that's very valuable, and sometimes people miss out on good talent because you don't have things that can be learned. Like
Mhm.
domain knowledge can be learned. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, right? I wouldn't expect you to hire me as a lawyer, but like to say, well, you don't know enough about XYZ field, even though you have the technical skills, like that can be a little bit of a challenge to overcome, because that's true. But sometimes people miss out on really good talent. I mean, many of my previous bosses can tell you the same thing. Like, I ask a lot of questions. I want to know all aspects, all facets, so that I can make really informed decisions and do a good job when I am working.
I love that. I will rise to the occasion. Like, give me a shot and I will rise to the occasion. That's
Mhm.
so inspiring and powerful. I'm glad that you shared that. That's like your tagline. If we all had
Yeah,
taglines.
yeah,
I like that. I
yeah.
like that a lot. All right, last two questions. And it's the same two questions I ask everyone.
Mhm.
First question is, what would you tell your younger self? What advice would you give to your younger self? And you get to decide how young this self is.
Oh man,
Mhm.
that is a great question. I think I would tell myself, like, it's okay to fail sometimes, because when you do that, it allows you to learn the things that you like and the things that you don't like, the things that you are good at and maybe you're not so good at and need to like grow with, and that failing does not make you a failure personally. It's just part of life. It's part of learning who you are, what you're excellent, and what you can do. Um, and, you're not gonna, you know, burst into flames because you fail.
All right. My last question is this, is that, you have navigated very successfully an inflection point for yourself. And there are many others who are just starting or thinking about it. They're thinking they want something different. They think that they may want to be doing something like this. What advice would you give them?
I would probably give the advice of try your best to learn about the ideas behind, whatever you're looking into. So say it's data science or analytics. Like, I think for me, the thing that really pushed me forward was just understanding what it was that I was trying to get into. How could I see myself doing it in the future? What are my options and possibilities? Um, and recognize that, yes, it's going to be hard work. I mean, for me, I didn't have any knowledge of coding of any kind. And it was like a foreign language, literally a foreign language.
Absolutely.
And I remember sitting in my first day, and the 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 teacher was just doing all this stuff, and it felt like it was going rapid fire, and I was never going to catch on. But I knew I wanted to do data analytics, and so I was like, I would spend like hours sitting on the dining room table just trying to like Google things and go back and forth. And I remember I was like doing code in R and then double checking it in Excel to make sure it was right. Um, and it was, I mean, but it was really challenging, but I knew that's what I wanted to do because I had found out what the possibilities were. And I think that that can really keep you from going forward. Yes, it's great to have this skill set, but it's good to know why you're doing what you're doing because that will push you forward more than just I'm trying to get a good grade or I'm trying to make more money, but like really what you want to do with the skills once you're done.
That's
Hmm.
really great advice for people to remember when they're about to navigate or thinking about navigating their next inflection point.
Hmm.
Angela, thank you so much. Your candor, your honesty, um, and your stories and experience, I know will mean so much to many, and I leave inspired. Um, about this idea of like, give me a shot, like I will succeed. Um, I love, I love that. So thank you.
Thank you.